Welcome to this week's episode of There Will Be Spoilers, presented by the House of Lords podcast. I want to take a quick minute before this episode just to say thank you. If you've been listening to our episodes, if you've listened to more than one episodes, we really appreciate it. Now I'm going to ask you to do me a small favor. Share the link. If you're listening on iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening to, take a second and share the link on your social medias. This way other people can find us as well. You can use the hashtag blurredpod. That's our hashtag, and we will be using that to continue our conversations on the other social medias. You can also use the hashtag podin, which is a great hashtag where you can let other people know what you're listening to. It's a great way to find other podcasts made by creators of color. And if you want to take it to a whole nother level of commitment, then check out our Patreon, patreon.com/House of Blurreds. You can make a monthly donation for as little as $1 a month or more if you're so inclined. And there are some great giveaways and tier levels on our Patreon. So check it out. If you're not the commitment type, then hit us up on PayPal. We're at House of Blurreds on there as well. We kind of keep it simple so you can find us. Don't make it very hard. And in there, you can do a one-time donation. Any messages and things like that are left with those donations, be it on Patreon or on PayPal, we will definitely be reading on air and giving you a shout out. So check it out if you can. But at the very least, just share the link, share the podcast, and drop us a rating. If you're listening on iTunes, please drop us a rating, drop us a comment. That goes a long way to getting us out there in front of more people. And again, just thank you for continuing to rock with us. We really appreciate it. And now on to the show. Welcome to episode 9 of There Will Be Spoilers. We are your hosts. This is Nichole. We've got Armani here.
What's up, guys?
And Mo.
In the building.
And this week we are talking episodes 7, 8, and 9 of... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of season 2 of Game of Thrones. So, let's go ahead and jump right into episode 7, A Man Without Honor. So when we last seen our Dothraki friends, they was trying to find the dragons. So dragons is MIA. And actually this episode starts with Bran and Rickon escaping. Because that's actually where the last episode ended. So Asha gets Bran and Rickon out. And we see she really cares about them kids. Let's see. Jon wakes up. He ain't dead. So Ygritte didn't slash his throat in sleep. That was a...
He woke up alright. But he got some alluding jokes out there from Ygritte.
Yo, Ygritte was giving him so much shit and
about not getting no box.
Yes, that, and then when she called him a child, his child was never laid with a woman. Felt bad for him. And then, and then when he dropped the whole "I'm Ned Stark. Ned Stark is my father." At first, her look initially to me was just like, okay, what's that supposed to mean?
Right.
Like, why he dropping Ned's name north of the wall? Like, that carries some weight there with the wildlings. But then, she asked that good question. So then why are you fighting us? If we are the same people. And I think at this moment is when Jon really started thinking, that's a good ass question.
He did have that good old Jon blank stare.
Mm-hmm.
You make a good point, Ygritte.
We see Sandor Clegane with Tywin. And watching this episode back, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Tywin's not that really bad of a guy. Like Tywin's not that bad. He was a good person.
You just not realizing that?
Yeah.
He was legit the one Lannister besides Tyrion that actually knew what he was talking about, had knowledge. You know, he was the total package of, you know, doing what needed to be done for your fam. Not on some Cersei evil, murder everybody shit, but you know, just handling the business that you need to handle without being the dickhead. I don't need to be loved, but I do want people to like me. I need to take care of this. I need to broker this relationship with this. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll get to that in a sec. But he did what needed to be done and was still relatively not hated by everybody.
Yeah, I loved him and Arya scenes.
Right.
Those combos were good.
Exactly. You go back to that and you would think that he's gonna hate, he's gonna talk down, he's gonna, you know, disrespect, but no, it's very pleasant scenes.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, now we get to the missing dragons. Well, the dragons are still missing, should I say? And Jorah was kind of trying to talk. Wait, was that this episode?
It was.
Was it when Jorah was trying to talk her out of going back?
Mm-hmm.
What was the next one? You know, Dany was like in these episodes, like really like scarcely and scattered through.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so we get the nothing Jon Snow from Ygritte because she saves his life. Theon's losing his shit.
Hey, we talked about these Theon scenes the last podcast. I think we got to get Theon and Bran up out of these podcasts now. Put them in the ball. Remember Bad Boys 2? He said we're gonna write it down on a piece of paper. We're gonna put them in a box. And we're gonna throw that box in the ocean. Get them out of here.
Shay helps Sansa hide that she's a woman now.
Yeah. Gross.
Until the Hound walks in. Which made me wonder, it's like, why would the Hound go and open up his mouth? Like, he's been nice to Sansa all this time and been trying to help her out, but now he wants to go and be a little narc. How's that even in your business, bro?
Yeah, and it wasn't even something that was that important. Or not that important, but like, no one else was going to really find out.
Yeah, he ain't gonna say nothing. We find out that Jaime squired for Sir Barristan Selby. Useful fun fact.
Who was Sir Barristan again?
He is the Gold Cloak who was the head of the Gold Cloaks. Who quit.
Yeah, quit. Tried to get bucket naked in front of everybody. Talking about who gonna kill me.
Basically, who gonna check me, boo? This woman with this mask on her face. Okay, now she seems to me to be like another one of these like red like god worshiping people who be knowing shit. And I'm starting to wonder, and I'm trying to keep it in my mind so when we get to it later, if I can like connect the dots. But I think she might be the one that shows up to Dany later on. Is that the same woman?
Wait, what?
Remember later on when Dany, like down the line, when Dany and them were like planning on heading to Westeros finally, and then one of the red worshiping people. So this is after like Varys and Tyrion are with Daenerys, and the red priestess shows up because Varys was like, yeah, I don't fuss with y'all because of what some crazy freaking member of y'all clan did to me. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Okay, well, when we get to it, I'll bring it up again. But I'm wondering if that's the same chick from later on at that point. But we'll see. Cersei and Tyrion talking about why Joffrey's crazy. So, and they're talking about the whole Targaryens wedding each other and wedding brother and sister, and and he's like, you 2 out of 3 of them ain't so bad. It's only the one.
2 out of 3, really?
2 of your kids are normal.
All right, that's crazy that you say that because that's what he said. He was like, you got two good ones.
Yeah.
I hate how. Okay.
What you say?
You guys know how I feel about villains. I enjoy villains in TV shows, movies, what have you. I hate how Cersei plays both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a murdering lunatic and like this sweet super mom like at times. Like stop trying to fake show these emotions and then
Yeah.
be Charles Manson like 20 seconds later. Like I don't understand.
And interestingly enough, these vulnerable moments show up when she's talking to Tyrion.
Period. Every time. Like I don't know. I'm definitely over those moments. Like in retrospect, looking back at the show, those moments I'm just like, that could have been another 2 minutes of Arya or Dany or whoever else, because we know Cersei's not that person. We know she is a lunatic.
Yeah, we definitely know she's a lunatic later on for sure. Theon.
We talked about this.
Okay, so we have to really point out what makes him trash was the fact that he went and burned those two little boys' bodies.
We are breezing through these Theon and Bran moments. Get them out of here.
Yeah, his subterfuge happens. Okay, that brings us to episode 8, The Prince of Winterfell. So Yara gets in her brother's ass, and okay, I guess after this point, then we can we get them out of here. But Yara was just like, "Yo, come on, bring your ass home." Like, this is just fucking stupid. Ygritte keeps Jon alive because the Lord of Bones wanted to get rid of him. She's like, "No, Mance wants him."
Get him up out of here.
Him and oh god, what was his name? Something Half Hand.
Yeah, the other general that was out there.
Corn Half Hand. Yeah. If Rob had just cut her head off. If he had just cut her head off. These Stark boys, man.
Hey man, if he'd have cut her head off, then he'd have never fell in love.
Oh, I guess that's true.
He got his first. We'll get to that too, but hey, foreshadowing people. He knocks that down later on in the show. Got his first little taste of some cheeks. Spoiler alert. Jon gets some cheeks. Hey.
In a cave.
In a little mini cave lake pond, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, a lagoon. There you
go. Lagoon. There you go. There you go. Forgot. That's what a lagoon really is.
Yo, can we talk about how the wildlings have like the best camo outfits ever?
Oh yeah, they fire.
When she was standing up there on that hill and she was like, they were like looking down at all the soldiers. I was like, yo, that shit really blends in. Like they was trying to, if they're walking out there and trying to hide, they really just looked like some rocks. And
they was warm because it was probably as cold as it is out there as it is in New York right now.
Oh man, yeah,
you know what
that's
saying?
Absurd.
Oh yeah, you don't want to talk any more smack? Are you sure? You sure you don't have anything left?
You know what? It's interesting because
do I need to show you? Do I need to send a screenshot? Hey, podcasters, I'm in New York right now, and they are in Dallas, and I'm sure. What's the temperature in Dallas right now?
It's a nice, comfortable. That's a good question.
Go ahead. I'm waiting. Take your time.
I gotta pull up my weather app.
Go ahead, pull it up. This is a quick sidebar.
Oh wow. It's a nice breezy 39 degrees outside.
A nice breezy 39 degrees. Oh, so nice. You can go outside and maybe enjoy yourself and have a nice little cup of tea or coffee. Hey, why don't you tell the podcasters the text that you just got from me, and you can tell them how cold it is in New York right now.
It's fucking, oh my god.
Yeah.
0 and feels like -18.
There you go.
Yo, let's see what it is in Alaska.
There you go. Look at that. 0 degrees, people. Zero. That thing says 0. Wind chill at -18.
I definitely would not be outside.
No. You go outside and freeze.
Oh no, I had to go outside and unbury my car for 30 minutes because I'm stupid. Normally you would go out and do that earlier so you don't have to do it later. But I had to double it because my car had 2 feet of snow on it all around and on the sides and the front and the back and the snow that they plowed up next to my car. So it was a lot of work. I was out there in the negatives for a good 30 minutes. Unburying a car.
About the East Coast.
People in Texas wouldn't be able to handle that kind of weather.
Oh, y'all won't leave the house.
It did snow the other day at north of Dallas.
Yeah, y'all won't leave the house.
Drive with like one nice little 10 centimeters of snow. People can't drive.
Oh, trust me. I was in Atlanta 4 years ago, when they had a foot of snow, and you know what they called it? They called it the snowpocalypse. Not exaggerating. And it really shut the city down because they're not prepared for stuff like that. They don't have the salt trucks. They don't have the plows. They don't have the street sweepers like that. So it was literally just, all right, well, everything's closed, people. And then, like, literally the next day, it was like 60 degrees and it melted everything.
See, that's just Alaska. It's negative 20 right now.
Yeah. See, Alaska. And we're not far off. Just now.
Yeah, I wonder what the electric bill. Totally off topic. What the electric bill has to look like out there? Like if it's
for Alaska, it's probably wavered though.
It's colder in Alaska than it is at the North Pole. The North Pole.
You gotta realize situations like that. Their air doesn't change, so it's very. It might be on, but if you ever notice when your bill goes high, it's because you mess with it a lot. You probably don't change. You probably don't touch your thermostat ever. So it's always this constant, $200 a month type joint.
Yeah, I know that shit's right. Around here, jobs kind of cold. People around here want to turn the heat up to 80 degrees. It's like, nah.
Hey, we gotta fight. You walk in the house and it's 80 degrees, we gotta fight. Or I'm gonna just walk around the house butt naked and you gonna turn that air down. Come on, why you ain't got no clothes on? Cause it's hot in here. So what you want to do?
Yeah, that's that.
You want to see cheeks? You want to see cheeks and a cucumber and you know what I'm saying? And whatever you want, whatever 2 oranges. I don't know.
No,
or you gonna turn it down?
What do you call it? Is it rocks and stones or something?
Rocks and stones. I'm saying.
Oh my god.
We digress. We got on topic. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So back to Winterfell.
Just know it's cold. It's cold.
Winter is here.
Yeah, it's 100% here in Clifton Park. Know that.
We get the start of Brienne. Oh wait, what the heck was this? Oh, I totally started writing something down and must stop mid sentence. That's crazy. So we get the start of Brienne and Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
So
their little adventure.
Betraying her son, Catelyn, you bum.
Yeah, that shit was just and they were smart about it because she ditched the horses and they got on that boat. So they're tracking them horses. Yeah, that just Catelyn doing that and thinking that was really gonna work. How you just gonna send Jaime back there with one person and think they're all right, cool, we'll let the girls go. Come on now, that was just real stupid thinking. Let's see. Tywin has some choices to make, where he's going to go as far as where this battle is at. Does he head down to the Red Keep, go home, or go there to, protect there? Or does he try to ride out and attack Robb? Well, he's not expecting it and his people are distracted because, Winterfell is having problems. And so everybody's all over the goddamn place. So Arya did hear that the Greyjoys took Winterfell. So that was one of them questions of what is Arya going to do when she finally sees
Theon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. See, this is my thing about that though. He's a completely different person. You know what I mean? He is. And I'm not saying in a good way. I'm just saying
he's been through it.
I think obviously Bran's probably gonna be we got bigger issues anyway. So.
Okay. Case in point, Walking Dead. When what's damn
Michonne?
No.
Rick.
Who had the baby with Asian dude? Keep forgetting her name.
Not Lori.
Oh god, Glenn's baby mama.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But all right, Glenn's baby mama. When she ran up on Negan in the prison.
Yeah.
And then she was just I've been thinking about this day forever. And then I got here and I'm like, yo, you ain't even worth it. I feel like that's how everybody's going to do Theon. Because they're going to realize, yo, you're a super chump now. Ain't even worth it.
It's a super chump. That's so sad.
I'm saying, it's not even worth it. I see you and you literally tremble now. You're a grown man and you tremble.
Because he's Reek.
He is. So is it worth it to kill Reek?
Nah. Tyrion's planning to fight Stannis. So Stannis is 2 days away from sacking the city.
Yeah, that's... They need to pause that and get another word. Take over the city, defeat the city.
fuck some shit up.
Yeah, like sacking is just come on. You came out with these words.
So what the fuck are Sam, Ed, and I don't know what the third one's name is. What are they?
Glenn.
His name is Glenn?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Really? What the fuck were they doing? Like, what were they out there for?
I don't know. They were
Oh,
traveling.
when they found the dragon glass.
Yeah, because it's like when they said they were out there digging latrine holes beyond the wall. Like, y'all just digging shit holes out there for what? Like, and then they find the dragon glass and they're starting to head back. Like, they're continuing to like dig around and see if they find more dragon glass and they're picking it up. And it's just like, all this time, ain't nobody found, like,
Ain't nobody been
out here digging shitholes before this? Like, what is going on? So I was confused, and I'm still confused as to why they were beyond the wall and what they were doing. Because then they left with John and Corin. They left with John and them. They took him to meet Corin, and then Corin, John, and somebody else went further, and they were kind of bebopping around.
Oh, they were what? They were what?
Bebopping.
Okay, just double checking. Go ahead, continue.
Hanging around, digging holes.
Because I just, it's always, how my mind works. So you said bebop, first thing that popped in my mind.
Was what?
Come on.
Rocksteady?
Thank you.
Oh,
Jeez.
oh yeah.
What's wrong with you? It took you way too long to get there.
And I was just trying to make sure like your mind was like somewhere crazy.
No, Rocksteady, man, Ninja Turtles. What's wrong with you?
True.
What the bebop you talking about? Besides like actual bebop, in like in the club doing the Charleston, like what's?
Yeah, no, it's only one bebop we recognize.
Oh.
Get it together.
Talking about the dinosaur from Barney.
That's Baby Bop.
Oh.
Baby, come on now. Come on now.
Your age is showing.
Come on now. Come on now. Your age is showing.
So let's see. Joffrey wants to fight. He wants to go get on the front lines, and I'm all for it. Evidently,
that's what he wants. Or
I mean, that's what he said he wanted.
Or did Tyrion make him do that?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think Tyrion was gassing
all
his head up.
All right then. Yeah, he get smacked by Arya in the first season, but you want him to go in the front lines. Oh yeah, sure.
So, we get to Cersei telling Tyrion that her son's not going out there. He's crazy. And she's got his girlfriend, and the look on his face is like, well, where's she at though? Like, how is she okay? Like, what are you talking about? And she brings out Roz instead of Shay. Poor Roz has had to go through it. Like this whole promotion thing, running the brothel seemed like a good idea to start with, but now she's had to deal with babies getting killed, having to beat up her coworkers.
Getting beat up by the king.
This is too much. Like
this wasn't in the job description. This wasn't what I signed up for.
This wasn't in the syllabus.
At all. And now that I'm thinking about where is she at right now in season 7?
Oh, she's dead.
She's dead?
She gone. You know that?
When did she die?
When she got 17 arrows to the body.
Yeah, Joffrey shot her up with arrows.
You didn't know
What
that?
the fuck? What?
I didn't notice this either. Someone else had to tell me.
Yeah, Joffrey had her on the side of the bed.
Whoa.
But I do.
This was like right before season 4, episode 1. It's coming soon.
Oh damn. Well, oh shit. We about to beat it to this point too.
Oh yeah.
Wow. How have I missed that like 7 times?
Oh yeah, you missed that. It was a glance by. They were jumping from scene to scene describing shit, and then like they jumped from one part with some like spooky music in the background. That spooky Lannister music. And then it was like one scene, something bad happened, another scene, something bad happened, another scene. You pan to Roz with like 30 arrows in her body.
Ugh, that sucks.
Roz got smoked.
But Cersei tells Tyrion, I will hurt you for this. The day will come. Oh, no. This is what Tyrion says to Cersei. When Tyrion tells Cersei that the day's going to come where she's going to feel happiness, and then all that happiness is going to turn to ash in her mouth. Like, do we think Tyrion is still feeling this way?
I mean, I feel like she already got it.
Well,
I feel like she got that already, so.
True. I mean, everybody did. Our kids are anyway.
Yeah, they're about square now. And that's why I feel like Tyrion's kind of just like, you've been through it.
That's to beg the question of what's gonna happen when he lands and he sees that she didn't keep up her end of the deal and she lied about what she was gonna do. Because I feel like right now he might be trying to find a way to get Dany on the throne and his sister not end up dead at the end of the day. I feel like that's still in the back of his mind. Like he's still trying to find a way to save her and keep her alive. But it's like I don't think she ain't got the same priority. So clearly, let's see. Go ahead. Anybody say?
No, I was like, honestly, I don't even see that being a possibility at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's no way Cersei gets to walk away and live. And she gets to go have Harrenhal. that place.
Yeah, they're just gonna give her some lands.
Yeah, you know what's gonna suck? Because she's gonna die. I think she's gonna have a quick death.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It'll be quick.
Like I want her to suffer. Like suffer.
You want to be drawn out.
I mean, like she's making Ilaria Sand suffer.
Yes, 100%. But I mean, and it's only because of what she's done to a million other people. I like Cersei because, again, hey, said this for love villains. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a quick death too. It's gonna be a quick stab in the gut, and then that'll be the end of it. And just depending on who does it. Right, or a quick throat slash, and she's gonna die immediately.
She's gonna get burned up by a dragon. Let's see. So Jorah wants to leave. He wants to go and just go on their way. And Dany's like, "No, you're gonna go get my dragons, bro. Like this is what you paid to do. This is what you're here for. Take me to them. I'm not leaving without my dragons." And then that takes us to episode 9, Blackwater. You get everybody making their plans. We get the Reigns of Castamere words actually being sung by Bronn and his backup singers. The Hound just commands a room. When he walks in, it's like everything just shuts down. Everybody shuts up, and except for Bronn.
Yeah, 6 foot tall angry guy just mad.
With a two-faced face.
Didn't even come in there to enjoy himself. True.
Let's see. So Varys tells Tyrion that Stannis is being counseled by a red woman from Ashai. I don't know where Ashai is on the map, but that's where the red woman's from, evidently. And Tyrion's like, okay, well, whatevs. And Varys is like, no, you need to take this shit seriously. Like these people, that's a problem. It's a problem. So Varys is like, this is the first time we actually see him like real concerned and kind of scared.
My question during all this planning is, how'd they know that Stannis was coming to come sack the city? Like, did Stannis send out ravens beforehand telling them that he was coming?
No, but one, I felt like they knew it was up once Renly died, and two, I would guess that Varys got spies everywhere. So.
Yeah, they had scouts out and about, because...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Scouts.
So Stannis, the ships are coming in. They're coming into port. We got, Joffrey still fucking with Sansa. He gets up there with Tyrion, and I just want him to fall. I wanted him to just fall off the wall at that point. That'd have been great. But so they're getting ready, and they start ringing the bells or whatever. And Sir Davos is like, well, they want to play music. We can play music too. And they start, banging some drums. Mm-hmm. I want to know, how do you get the job on the ship as a drummer?
Hey, he was beating too. Yeah, nice little beat.
And it's like, is that your only job? Like, once the ship's docked, do you get off the boat and fight, or
do you stay on and man the drums? Like, I mean, are you just part of the band, or like
16 arrows to your chest, but don't stop that drum beat though.
Yeah. And if he falls, who picks up the sticks? Like, do the drums play on? It's like when the flag...
That's hilarious that you say that. Like, who got the job as a drummer and who got the job as the backup drummer?
Yeah, the drummer goes down. Like the flag bearer in wars.
The band was playing as the shit went down.
Like the Titanic all over again. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Like, okay, when we're planning a war, we're planning the siege, we got to make sure we bring the drummer. They
have auditions.
You can't shoot her for shit, but you can play the drums. You have a place in the army. I just thought that was interesting.
Just in a mini series somewhere.
Yeah. All the you know what, that would be interesting, because I always thought that about Grey's Anatomy. Like it's about the doctors. Mm-hmm. But what about all about the little side people, like the nurses? I mean, granted, General Hospital tried to do a spinoff with the nurses, and that didn't do that well. But like all these little extra people, like the little farmers, and I could stand a series set in this time period about all this shit's going on, and like all this stuff is happening in the background, but it's just focusing on like the little people, like the people who live in Flea Bottom and who actually have to be there.
I never thought about it that way.
Like that'd be a dope little series. So, like, what does their daily day-to-day look like? Well, you know, niggas just arrows flying through your hut. They some of them just live on the street. Like,
well, the church just blew up.
I wonder
if our weekend's clear.
I can't wait till we get to that point of the podcast. I can't wait till like season 6 and 7 of this podcast. This is gonna be great.
For real. I realized that Flea Bottom looks like Agrabah. Same streets that Aladdin was running down.
You almost made me spit out my water just now. I was drinking. I'm like, oh, word. So they finished Game of Thrones and made the Aladdin movie.
Watch. Just keep an eye out. I bet you they
Aladdin set.
Filming the same streets. All right, so Aelin Payne is down there with Cersei and the girls. Cersei's getting drunk as fuck. I guess that's probably what I would do in that situation. I'll just start cracking open bottles. I'm just gonna drink because ain't nothing else to do at that point. So I don't blame her. Probably should have something stronger than wine. I think I got something stronger than wine in that castle. Let's see. The boat. First off, this was such a good plan though. Sending out that one boat that's leading the wildfire out there and then blowing that bitch up. And Sir Davos knew it was wildfire, like, cause he said it's wildfire. This also makes me kind of go fast forward to now. Mm-hmm. He know they got wildfire. Well, because at this point, him and Tyrion are on opposite sides of this battle. At this point, they're on opposite teams. But when they come to be on the same team,
he's gonna bring that up.
Yeah, ain't nobody brought up the fact that like, they still got wildfire down there. Like, we're gonna try and go take them out, but she gonna do this. They still got more of that shit. So they used it once. What is the plan for if they do it again? Because again, they plan on coming up there with ships. And, they talking about using the Greyjoy ships that they got, and whatever other ships that they had. Well, those ships got fucked up anyway. But yeah, wildfire is still very much in play, and ain't nobody like brought that up.
Wildfire sucks.
Yeah, that shit is. So it becomes dangerous once it's lit on fire, and then at that point it's an uncontrollable element.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like, remember in Harry Potter when they were in that room, when they in the 7th book when they were in the room for requirements, and old dude set off that fire spell, and he couldn't stop it. It just kept spreading. That's pretty fire is.
Yeah, that'd be a good time for Akio Rain. All right, yeah. So wildfire still in play. Cersei dropping some gems to Sansa.
Ain't no gems.
Her drunken tirade.
She telling her how to survive in these streets. Like, look, facts is facts. For you probably gonna die tonight. At the very least, you're probably gonna get raped tonight. Like, that's probably gonna happen. When these guys come through here, you're gonna wish you were dead.
Like, it's gonna suck regardless. But.
Yeah. And also, Cersei had her backup plan in play. As far as she knew, she knew she wasn't gonna get taken alive. So yeah, she was planning on offering her and Tommen. Yeah. That is a pretty, shitty situation to be in at that point, because you got the innocent ass little boy who they was damn sure gonna kill if they had to took over.
So you're just gonna kill your babies. That's the solution. Let me kill my babies. Or babies, since Marcella already gone.
Mm-hmm. And I would imagine she was gonna drink it herself as well.
Is that many drops in that little ass bottle?
I mean, she only needed
10. She would have needed 20.
10 of them.
20. Yeah. 20 total. I mean, so she would need 10 for him, 10 for her. That's some weird ass math. And who did they test that out on?
What kind of drop are they?
It was essence of nightshade, but it's like in making this, because you're already working with nightshade, so you already know it's poisonous and it's deadly anyway. Mm-hmm. But you're gonna make this into a solution, and let's see how many drops it takes until someone dies.
One to feel good, 3 to go into deep sleep, 10 you up out of there.
Oh man.
10 see you at the crossroads.
Literally. Okay, so let's Tyrion. Oh, okay, so all hell starts breaking loose. Shit is just going awry, and it looks like Stannis could win. Like, Stannis was doing the damn thing. Like, this was about to be a wrap. And Cersei tells her cousin, who she was, betting, to go bring Joffrey back. Lancel, yeah, I couldn't remember his name. Goes to tell Lancel to bring Joffrey back to his quarters. And he goes out there, he does, and Joffrey, of course, is more than happy to go back inside. And then Tyrion gives his Any Given Sunday speech to rally the troops, get everybody excited.
It was a pretty good speech.
It was a pretty good speech. And they
Except the fuck them in the ass part.
Yeah. And before it though, I'm pretty somebody in that crowd would be like, wait, what?
Yeah, fuck them in the. Hold on. Excuse me.
I don't think that's what I want to do.
I think I'm good on that, partner.
So they sneak out to the tunnels, and because Varys had that underground tunnel map handy, chilling somewhere, so sneak around, and they start, killing dudes, and they're all happy for a quick brief second, and then all them motherfuckers come from around that corner. That was a very short-lived, exciting moment for them. But and then one of Joffrey's guys
attacks
Tyrion.
Podrick comes to the rescue.
Podrick saves his life. Good old Pod.
I was kind of weak too.
I remember
you had the homie dead to rights, and you really hit him with like this sideways face strike.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
and just stab him.
Could cut his head off. I mean, like you could have done way more damage than that little scratch across the face. Although in the book it was described as way more like fucked up. Like his nose was gone in the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So of course for TV purposes, they kept it a little bit better. But he walking around the book with no nose. So he walking around looking like Voldemort. So. All right, that brings us to episode 10. Oh wait, no, actually, before we get to episode 10, so up to this point, Blackwater is the biggest battle. So this is the first large scale battle that Game of Thrones did.
Mm-hmm.
Was this one here? I think this is when we really knew, like, okay, this shit's gonna get bigger. Like it's only been getting bigger on a larger scale. Things are being done.
Yeah, it's like they're definitely getting budget now.
Yeah. They've got funds. They're blowing up whole ass ships. Multiple ships.
They got good lighting now. Camera angles.
Detailed ass battering rams. That's the most detailed battering ram I've ever seen anywhere. Like in anything in this time period where they're using battering rams. Like that thing had a whole ass like dragon's head, or I don't know if it was a dragon, a lion, or what. But
I thought it was a stag.
Probably was a stag. That would make sense because that's their. That would make sense. Probably what it was. But yeah, so the Battle at Blackwater, and it's also talked about throughout the show. We get references back to it, but that was the first big battle. So in episode 10, Valar Morghulis. So Tyrion ain't dead, and he ain't hand no more. So
oh yeah, they got him up out of there very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh well, I guess at the end of episode 9, Tywin rolls up in there, with his folk. Right when
we just gonna skip that whole part. Right?
Yeah, seriously, almost actually killed Tommen. But Tywin rolls up in there and like, first off, when they first came through them doors, it's like the first person you see was Marjorie's brother.
Sir Loras.
Yeah, so you see Loras run through there first, and she and Cersei don't know what the fuck is going on, and then Tywin rolls up in there. And honestly, once again, this is another one of those moments where this was the first time I really kind of noticed. Oh wait, he rolled up in there with the Tyrells. So there was a lot of back plotting, off-screen plotting that we never seen taking place. Like we seen when Littlefinger had met Marjorie,
yeah,
and got them out of there,
but we didn't know what for, like,
or where they went,
going on,
or we never see that conversation and that go down to make that, to bring that together. Like he wasn't talking about the Tyrells when he went to see Tywin.
Mm-hmm.
So, So that merger gets made. Littlefinger gets Harrenhal for uniting the houses.
Oh wait, I did have a TV show gripe about that Blackwater battle before we move on.
Okay.
So like, I don't understand how Stannis was on the front line and they were shooting arrows at everybody, and this Negro.
Not even just the arrows. Like when he was going up he was the first one up that ladder, and he's throwing boulders down. Like, hilarious.
Show him like at least like swiping arrows out the way, like making an effort. It was just body after body dropping, just dropping, and then it was him, literally the first person running, not getting touched, and just like you said, bringing a ladder. Dude's literally right next to him, getting heads smashed in with boulders, and he just chilling.
He was the prince that was promised.
Man, knock it off.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Honestly, that's one of those you can do anything you set your mind to type situations. You drink hard. You got.
You knock that off too. That's a TV show gripe. I don't want to hear it.
You put Stannis on a Wheaties box.
Stannis is Invisible Man or something. He a real life superhero. This dude is. I'm trying to think. Who was old boy from Lord of the Rings?
Sam or
The Arrow dude.
Oh, what the hell was the elf's name? I can't remember what his name was in the movie. Orlando Bloom's character?
Mm-mm.
You said
Yes, Orlando Bloom's character. Yes.
Because it wasn't Aegon.
It was Orlando Bloom's character. I can't remember his name. But just, he was low-key invincible in that too. Like, all his arrow shots is going through eyeballs and temples, and they doing everything in him. And he was just like sidestepping and smacking stuff. Like, are y'all Negroes invincible? Y'all got superpowers back in the old days?
Man. Well, you know what? There was a lot of magic on this show. There was a lot of magic that was done well, so it wasn't like over the top and like it didn't come off as like hella fake and phony. But there is a lot of magic.
Except Renly's death.
I mean,
Renly's death was whack as hell. Like, also, you just gonna give birth to a spirit, and this nigga gonna slide through the night, hit Renly with a prison shank, and keep it pushing.
I mean, that and Daenerys walking out of flames. I mean, that's probably the two most over the top.
Well, we get that now, but the Renly death is still sitting like, man, if you don't knock it off.
Some smoke and mirrors.
Plus, all Targaryens supposed to be whatever with fire, so it's not like it was just Dany.
That's true.
This girl got pregnant, had a baby 3 days later. The baby was a shadow that prison shanked the cat and then died.
What movie was that where somebody got pregnant and they had like the births went? Oh, Village of the Damned.
Yeah, you got it. Because I don't know nothing about it.
It was like Rosemary's Baby.
Was it an accelerated pregnancy as well?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think Village of the Damned they had accelerated pregnancy. I think they was pregnant the regular ass 9 months. The kids just were growing up accelerated, weren't they? I don't know.
Yeah. It was like they went through 9 months, but they were like 11 after like 5 days.
Oh, let's see. Marjorie steps up. She
they had her looking kind of fine on the show. I ain't even gonna lie. And I know, like in real life, she's pretty. She don't really got like. It's a guy talking now, podcasters. This is a guy. I'm just saying, she didn't compare to everybody else. Me seeing her and other things in real life, I'm just like, oh, she cool. But they had her in the show. I was like, all right.
So
I see you, Marge. You can get it.
That's the thing. Like, what came? I think just before this, she had done what was the Henry VIII television series on Showtime. The one that had Joss Stone on it. No, it had Joss Stone. She played one of Henry VIII's wives, I believe.
Talking about the Tudors.
The Tudors. Yeah, wasn't she on the Tudors?
She was.
What that? Then that was before. That was okay. Yeah, fucking Tudors was before the Game of Thrones for sure. So she like on this, like that's how she looked normally. But I think after Game of Thrones, she kind of wanted to shed that image because I mean, well, she ended up shaving half her head for
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, yeah. But she did kind of rock with that for a while.
She was on Hunger Games, alright.
She was. Crescita.
To get away from that like innocent kind of look that she had on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I prefer her with
I mean, you kind of have to when you're in there getting bucket naked. You gotta shed some kind of innocence when you're out there with the box out.
Yeah, so you don't get typecast.
Right. Everybody that came on the show besides Brienne, they was just like, hey, look, you gonna get bucket, sign the contract, or you ain't in the show. Because I think it's only Brienne and Kat was the only two. I'm thinking, and Sansa, obviously. But everybody else, pretty much, that's been a major character and got bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. You won't get naked. Dudes, too. That obligatory meat show at, here at Theon. Yeah, meat shows. It's another, we off topic, but come on. We don't look good naked, man. Like, let's be real.
You know what? That's a deep dive for us.
We don't look good naked. Just come on. Even if it's a dude with a six-pack, muscles crazy, but then you see, like, the meat, whether it's normal, whether it ain't normal, like, come on, man. That's just it's not normal.
Because that's
naked. It's
it's because you never know what you're gonna get with that. Like
exactly.
Weird situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not a very pretty thing to look at. And then if it's weird, then it's even less pretty to look at. Okay, so yeah, you're right. And it was always the ugly dudes on this show that was getting like. But so that makes it worse. It's like no one wants to see that guy. Anyway, so where we at? Marjorie steps up, so she gets engaged. Sansa thinks she's good for a quick minute, gets excited, and then Littlefinger breaks it to her like, "Nah, you're still a prisoner. And now that he ain't gotta marry you, he's still gonna play with you like you're not going home. But I'm gonna help you go home. I'll do whatever's in my power." It's like. Poor Sansa. She was literally happy for like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, like she had her 1 minute of happiness.
It wasn't even a minute. she got a 10-second smirk in. Come Littlefinger ass. Not so fast.
She got snatched right.
That Geico commercial. You thought you had it.
Varys goes and sees Roz and offers her a new job because her current job ain't working out too well for her. He don't feel like so. I feel like her qualifications are better suited doing something else.
Yep, Roz moving on up the job ladder.
Let's see. Rob isn't going to keep his promise. So, after his mom betrayed him and let Jaime go, and he's pretty much got her being guarded, a.k.a. being held prisoner. He says to tell her that he's basically in love with somebody else, and that's what he's going to do. And she's like, well, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. And he's just like, well, whatever, because I'm going to do what I want. Because I'm the king in the north.
Now I do what I want. Now I do what I want.
Well, we know how this ends.
Don't mind me.
Let's see. Stannis is starting to question everything. Starting to realize maybe this whole, look it in the fire thing isn't what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, he's like, how many times have I actually won? Like, where it actually mattered. None.
For real. Like, I don't know what. Yeah, and then he looks in the flames. I'm interested to see what he saw in those flames. Like, what did he see that made him continue on this path? And
was it something that was actually there, or something that she made him see too?
And yeah, that's my question with this, because obviously we know how this goes. So it's like, that's another one of those like things we'll probably just we'll never know. But I'm interested to know, like, what did he see? Did he just see someone? And this also lends to possible foreshadowing as well, with what if he saw just like a guy, dark hair, and he sees like a crown and the stag sigil, and that's the person who's on the Iron Throne, so he assumes it's him. But what if it's not him? And what if it's his nephew? Gendry, yeah. So what if Gendry is gonna be the one left on the Iron?
Right. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
It's the connections of the families, but yeah, that's Robert's bastard son, which would make Gendry his nephew. Mm-hmm. All of these bastards.
Oh man. Yeah, so that was one of those things. Like, did he see that far, or did maybe he only? He don't win another. Like, he don't win nothing else. So
nothing where it counts.
So he had to see something positive happening to where he thought like, oh shit, I'm gonna win this. Like, I'm good. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna fucking burn my daughter at the stake type shit. Like, so
he really burnt his daughter.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Still trouble at Winterfell. Varys tells Tyrion the status of what's going on. We can't be seen together no more, but I appreciate your services and everything that you've done for us, and we all know we won't forget. King's Landing remembers.
The ring is terrible. Not the same ring than the North.
No.
King's Landing remembers. How about you never say that again?
I tried.
Yeah, you tried it. Keep that to yourself.
So he tries to push Shay away because he feels like he's, now he's a ugly little girl. And her love shines through. Ugh.
Aww.
No, we're not on Shay. We're not going on Shay.
Why are we not gonna on Shay? She was cool
That'd
for like 98% of the show, except her last moment. I was like, bitch.
Ugh.
That's literally what I said in the show. Like, I remember that day he rolled up to again, spoiler alert. We're gonna get to that part when he rolled up on the bed. She rolled over. I was like, bitch, if you don't get her up out of here, phone gal right now. We'll get to that. But 98% of the show, she was straight.
Yeah.
Not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Take my sports references in the Game of Thrones. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And that bitch finished bad.
Oh, she finished top. Well, how we go our top five. Top five, not top five worst finish, but like betrayals. That was bad betrayal. I felt 100% bad for the kid. Like, man.
Okay,
he
so
was really in love.
Pause. Who top 5 worst portrayals? Is Shay 1 or 2? Because who else? Besides Shay, the only contender for that is Stannis.
It's Stannis. That's Stannis is in there.
Who?
Walder Frey.
Okay, Walder Frey.
Him joining the Lannisters in that whole
Red Wedding.
Worst episode ending to date. As me not knowing anything about Game of Thrones, I heard because I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until season 7. People, don't judge me, but I'm here now. I didn't even watch Game of Thrones, and I heard about the Red Wedding everywhere for weeks, and I just didn't understand it, so I just didn't pay any mind. But man, after watching it, I was like, oh, this nigga is ill. This old ass really was upset about this dude not marrying his whack ass daughter.
You talking about high pay levels,
right? You gonna be mad that he married Talisa and she was cool and a noble woman and helping out everybody and she was fine. No, nobody want to worry your whack ass daughter.
But it was his cute daughter. I feel like that wasn't the daughter he probably would have actually married him to. I feel like he just chose that.
He married to one of them mud dogs that he had.
Yeah, yep. I don't feel like that was gonna be the real one. He did the switch up later on. So worst betrayals are Stannis, Shay,
Walder, Shay.
You think Walder is worse than Shay?
No. I'm throwing him out there. Shay is. You're right. Shay. I'm glad that she did, because then what happened after that was he did that to. We'll get to that. And then he had to slide, which then him sliding led him to
be in the hand.
Exactly. So, hey, it worked out for you, sir.
It did. See?
So,
what is love?
I'm trying to think of other betrayal.
Well, from there, then I guess it would just go to, after Walder, then would be the Night's Watch with Jon betraying Jon.
Oh, what? Yep. 100%. Number one. Numero uno, cuz. And y'all all got it. And y'all got what was coming to you too. Hey, that's number one. When you think about it, the character that happened to, obviously, it was a season finale. What? So it's a wrap?
Yeah.
That's probably number one. Shay hurt. That one hurt. Jon and Night's Watch. That we was shocked.
Yeah, I was prepared, because at that point I hadn't read the book yet, so I was like, what the fuck?
When did the book stop compared to the show?
Right there.
I was about to say, didn't the book stop right there?
Yep.
That's what I heard. Well, wait, so the book stopped when he got killed and that was it?
Yep, that was the last book.
Hey, who writes this show?
So I forgot
who wrote the book. Who wrote the book? What's the name of the book writers?
George R. Martin.
Hey, George ain't shit for that. This nigga dead, and then it's just like, all right, I'm done.
See, and that's the thing, because it's like he consults with the show, because being that now the show had surpassed the books, and they talk about it on the HBO behind the scenes thing, and they talk about in other interviews how at that point they had to go to him and be like, okay, we know you don't want to spoil your books, but what can you give us so that we can keep going with this show? And he gave them, like, he confirmed John's parents and stuff like that, so they, can move on with that kind of shit. So they confirmed some of those things, but that's what I feel like kept him from finishing the books at this point, because he doesn't want the books, the show to taint the books as far as what he's writing. So I feel like that's part of the reason why he's gonna wait till it stops, and then he's gonna write something totally fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's trash, because we sitting here waiting on these fucking books, and
exactly.
He was sick for a while, so there was like questioning whether or not he was even gonna be alive.
Oh yeah,
But
that would kind of halt the book.
Mm-hmm. Have some random ghostwriters.
No, don't do that. Not at that point. Not when he gone, and then you gonna throw the ghostwriters in there.
Oh, they would do that. There's a lot of authors who've died and their books are still being published by ghostwriters under their name, because in publishing companies, like, we can still.
Oh, y'all ain't shit.
Oh, they would definitely. His publishing company.
Over the dead bodies.
All that money.
Mm.
I mean, yes, but over the dead, at least say something, like people will still support if it's good. Don't just be like, yeah, that nigga's still alive, and we don't went to his funeral a month ago. Like, what?
So, but evidently, I guess he's fine, and he at least he looks fine and healthy, because he's working on other stuff with HBO and doing other shit. So, yeah, we need the books though. And he's written other books. Like, he's released other books.
I'm hoping it's one of the things where it's like he's already got the book finished and he's just waiting until Game of Thrones is over to be like, all right, let it go. Like, maybe during the season finale of Game of Thrones, we get the announcement for the next book.
I believe that could happen.
And it's like a whole different ending, though.
I believe that for sure is happening.
No, we're going to get a bad ending.
Well, there's
with
still
the
two
show.
more books left.
Oh. Well, we're going to get like a bad ending with the show, and the book's going to have the good ending that we all wanted. He's going to be like, now I got to go read my books if you want that.
Or the show is going to try to cater towards fans, and it's going to be a semi-happy ending. And in the book, he's going to kill everybody.
Sure.
Like, Cersei's going to win in the books.
Again, if Cersei wins, I wouldn't be upset about that unless if she has to murder everybody.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Like, or the Night King just wins. Like, the Night King is going to take everybody.
Cool with that too.
And then he like turns Cersei into a White Walker, and she becomes his queen.
Right. Like, I don't know what ending I wouldn't be cool with in the show right now. Like, if Sansa and Jon wins, everybody else dies, cool. Dany wins, cool. Night King, hey.
You gonna be cool with Dany and Jon?
I don't want the Night King to win, but I'm sure they'll make it in a grand way. If Cersei wins and she like kills Jaime, if I'm trying to think, like, only way I wouldn't be happy is if like somehow like
Jon and
Theon bitch ass, like, nah, I can't do it.
Iron Throne.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like, can't do it. We gotta fight HBO. But up until that point, like, anybody this junction, anybody that kind of get up there, man, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool. Cause Joffrey up out of there.
Basically.
Somebody
had caught Tom, and that'd been great. So Shay wants to leave and go to Pentos. Tyrion's like, no, because he enjoys the bullshit. This is the worst case of like emotional abuse, like long-term emotional abuse by your family, that you just want to stay in this retarded, dysfunctional ass mess because you enjoy it. So he's like, no, I can't leave. Rob gets married in the night in the Godswood, and his mom's not there.
And she shouldn't be. You traitor.
Yeah, but I mean, like, damn, like, you're not
No.
wedding.
No.
She knew it wasn't a good idea. She told him.
Still, I think Catelyn would like to have been there. Like, at this point, like, you ain't got none of your children. Everything is a mess, and now you actually missed your son's wedding. Like, even though we wasn't seeing eye to eye on this, like, y'all could have possibly patched that shit up, but you'll never get that moment back. So that's kind of sad. I'm sad for Catelyn. But okay. So Daenerys gets to the House of the Undying, and this we see that magic is real. Like, because she fucking disappeared on Jorah and wound up inside, and then... So here's what I was wondering with these scenes. Because how did the Warlocks... or did the Warlocks create all the things that she saw? Or was it some kind of spell where she would just see the things that she wanted most? And that was, like, the attempt to, like, distract her? Because, first off, she's never been to King's Landing, or like she ain't been there. So
Or the Night's Watch.
Yeah,
Wall,
that was the other one. That was the big one. That was what really made me ask this question, is because like she ain't never been to the fucking wall, so why is she at the wall? Like that was just like
threw me all off. Obviously with Kyle and her baby, that while you would think, but the other scenes is like, I don't know why those would be in there.
Yeah, she ain't been nowhere with snow neither, so
Foreshadowing.
like,
that's what I thought, but then it's like I don't know. They threw a lot at us in this episode.
They did. Seeing the throne room with a fucked up ceiling, like a burnt up, broken ceiling. I guess we don't really know if it was burnt, but it was definitely broken. There was holes in the ceiling, and snow was coming in. So it's like, okay, was that all that? What's it gonna look like at the end?
Yeah.
I feel like we will touch back around to these scenes in this final season for sure. Which just makes me also just think, like, if she ends up dying, will she be reunited with Drogo?
Oh.
Yeah. And do we want that? Like, I would be okay with that. Like, unless he come back somehow.
I mean, they said it was going to be a bittersweet ending, so that wouldn't be too bad.
That would be bittersweet.
That's what they said?
Mm-hmm.
That means like 73.5, and I'm going to throw that 0.5 in there possibly for Tyrion.
The half
people gonna die. It's gonna be like 6 people left in the entire show, and one of them is gonna be Samwell. Get him out of here.
What's your beef with Sam Tarly?
Because he weak. You heard what Sansa said in the episode in Blackwater. It's the worst usually live, and it's right. The worst and the weakest somehow usually live and survive. So Sambo is gonna be one of them. You know it.
Nah, Sam about to be headmeister at the Citadel.
Exactly. So he's gonna be alive. He's gonna be like the last scene of the show. It's gonna be him like reading a book, and it's gonna be about like the Night King's son or some dumb shit. It's gonna be like Game of Thrones credits. Like what?
You know what? That is a good ass ending. I could see that kind of end scene where
don't you ever end the show like that, because I'm gonna want to fight you.
It's HBO. That's exactly how the shit going. And it's just going to end with
HBO.
Sam.
You hear me good.
Writing
we're gonna start tagging HBO on these podcasts. HBO, don't you do it. don't you end the show like that. You better end the show with a dragon fight. Something.
Man. Yeah, it's gonna be that cut scene, and then the lights come up to the happily ever after shit where Sam reads Little Sam the fucking story.
Listen here. Listen here, that happy ending shit. No, I need to see deaths that are worth something. Game of Thrones has been good. Like I think we touched on this last time. Game of Thrones has been good. Killing people for reason, killing people for meanings, killing people that death has led into other impacts and storylines that led to something else, instead of there's no pointless deaths on the show.
A lot of people will die beforehand. Just not Sam and Gilly. Oh man!
Get Sam up out of here, man.
He's gonna be right hand to Bran.
Lots of people's gonna feel bad. Like you, what death did you feel bad for the person?
Tommen.
Huh?
I felt bad for Tommen.
Yeah, that was yeah. All right, I'll give you that one. Give me another one. It's not many. I felt bad for him, especially the way he did it. It was just like, oh shit, that's everybody. Everybody was in there. All right, fuck this shit.
And my mom is a terrible person.
Yeah, like
lady.
He had a moment. He had a 10-second moment to where like, yo, my mom is the worst person in the world. All right, well, have a nice life.
Yeah, like, I'm done. It's a wrap.
Yeah, there ain't nobody else you're gonna feel sorry for.
Yeah, and that's really probably it.
Exactly. They all mean, when you think of every death of every major, besides like the fight scene deaths, but deaths of any character that had dialogue, like reasonable dialogue in the show, or main characters, they all had an impact that went somewhere else.
I'll feel bad if Varys dies, and I think that's gonna happen. I think Varys, because when the Red Woman made that comment to him later on, like, I have to return, because when they were like, don't ever come back here or whatever, and she's like, oh no, I have to come back here to die. And
okay,
just
Varys, listen, Varys dying, would that not have a repercussion throughout the rest of the show?
Oh,
sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these deaths have have connections or repercussions. So they all mean something, which is that's a good thing that I do like about the show. It's not just
Yeah.
wondering why this character is not on the show no more, like fucking Rick Grimes. Like,
He's got big movies.
He's gonna blow up on this bridge now. Or did he? Like, nigga, you don't get up out of here.
Yo, that was a waste of my emotion because I was like legitimately like sad and shit, and I'm thinking, yo, man, this is Rick's last
when
episode.
They came back from commercial, I was like, I'm turning this shit off. I'm turning this shit off. This nigga by the water now. Oh, okay. Word, and he ain't got like a leg here and an arm there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's what we done. I feel you.
And then we didn't even, you know what the other thing was with that episode, since we're talking about it? All that build up to it being Rick's final episode, and there was no conversation about the fact that was Lauren Cohan's final episode as well.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
That's
Maggie. That was Maggie's last episode too. So I was like, we not even. I mean, I know that they're trying to get her to come back to the show, but she's shooting up. She got another show. She had a show greenlit, I believe, on ABC. So she's doing that, and they've said like, no, we trying to figure out a way to work around that schedule. Like, we want her to come back, but it's like, y'all could have at least told us like that was going to be her final show, at least for the season for sure. But yeah, she gone too. When does Game of Thrones come back? February?
Game of Thrones comes back in April.
Not Game of Thrones. I mean Walking Dead. I think Walking Dead comes back like February or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Joggin helps Arya, Hot Pie, and Gendry escape the castle. So he helps them get out.
I've reevaluated my favorite characters on the show to this point.
Yeah, we can definitely reevaluate them now.
Yeah, Jaqen and Bronn are my one and two.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I gotta think of that for a second.
Yeah, I said it. 1 and 2.
Could be the Hound and Joggin for me. I think maybe. I think the Hound might be my favorite person right now.
Clearly, no, you've said that like period though.
Yeah. So consistent.
Like, I think he's your top 5 period.
Yeah,
like,
until Tormund steps on the scene.
Oh Lord.
When are we gonna get Tormund?
Here we go.
Talk about obligatory nudity scenes. I'm just saying. I mean, at this point, it's definitely not gonna happen because he's trying to get off a wall. It's falling down, but
they're gonna cut to the opening scene of season 8, and he's gonna be under 77 blocks of ice.
Yeah, naked. All right. So he tells her, he offers her to come to Bravos with him, and she's like, "Nah, I gotta go find my family and this, that, and other." Not right now. He's like, "Okay, well, if you ever wanna look me up, I'm listed in Bravos." And gives her the coin for the House of Black and White, and then tells her to say the words, and then he changes faces right there in front of her. It's just like, oh, yeah. I remember watching this and thinking like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be one of those things that you just never touch on again. I was like, okay, that was a nice little side story.
Like, this show is fucking crazy. That's what I was thinking at this point. Like, okay, you got this guy just randomly changing his face. You got old girl looking in fire, seeing shit, and we don't know what she's seeing. We got dragons. We got warlocks. Yeah, it was, and wildfire. She was getting real.
Yeah,
so
this is when they started turning the show up a notch a little bit. Like, first season was cool. Introduced these families, these factions, these characters. Second season they started a little bit, and towards the end it's just like, all right, we here now. We're throwing a lot at you.
Yeah, and in this episode for sure, we go back to Winterfell, and Rickon and Bran have been hiding. Had made their way back and were hiding in the crypts of Winterfell, which, was a smart little idea to do. Mm-hmm. So that's where they were at. And they come out to find their home burnt down. And Maester Luwin's been stabbed. So, we skipped over Theon's speech, but whatevs.
Time. All right. They just counted the 30-second window. You got 30 seconds for Bran and Theon moments. Time.
Winterfell's on fire.
Winterfell's on fire. Bran's alright. Ocean's the truth. Theon was
Still a
running his
bitch.
mouth, and he still there you go, still a bitch, run his mouth. They taking his ass home, and Mason is dead.
Yeah.
There
That's
you go.
literally that episode, that scene.
And Hodor.
Yeah.
Hodor.
I like when he says Hodor and he's like kind of like smiling and laughing.
Like
He's
joking. He's like,
Yeah.
Hodor. Like, nigga, who is you, Groot?
Basically, Hodor is Groot.
I am Groot. Hey, language.
I am Groot.
Hodor is Groot.
That was like one of my favorite scenes in that movie. Like, was that part? It's like, oh, watch him out.
Oh, when he's playing the game, he's like, I am Groot.
Yeah. So this is actually where Dany has all those images and stuff like that. And she walks in there, the baby dragons. So yeah, watching this back, and I thought about you giving me shit about the baby dragons, but I don't care. It's just because they're cute.
Yeah, and you see what them baby dragons did.
Oh yeah.
You look, you thinking they were still babies and they weren't about that life. And she hit them with that Dracarys, and that one little one had the smoke burp, and she's like, oh, they still can't do it. Psych.
All three of them came with the
Fire.
with the heat.
Straight flame throwing.
Yeah.
Ain't babies no more.
But they are adorable. Like, you know what it reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of Gremlins came to mind.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Kind of like when they were like little cute.
Yeah, when Mogwais were cute. And then you got them wet. You pissed them off. Now they're going to burn shit down. You made their mom mad. Yeah. That was I feel like that was a lot of build up to a very quick ending. With the whole House of the Undying and the kidnapped dragons. I mean, that shit dragged on literally 4 fucking episodes.
4 episodes of her looking for her. Like, it was in her 4 episodes, she was in like, what, 4 scenes? When the dragons got stolen, she's looking for her dragons. Then she runs up on the 13 and they get smoked. And then her going up to the House of the Undying. It was 4 scenes and 4 episodes.
Yeah. And then it just ended. Just like, dang. Then she walks up in on Zarin Zoandoxis, an old girl whom she, said was missing. But she found her with the richest man in Karth, whom we find out ain't so rich when they open up his vault. Ain't shit in there. So where the fuck is all this old stuff in Karth coming from? Like, where's...
I mean, he had no physical money. But, like, they were still able to take all his stuff and burn it down.
Not just his stuff. I'm pretty sure they sacked that whole fucking city. Like, they went door to door in Karth. It was like, run the jewels. Let's go. So, what was it? Oh, I guess they had horses there, so they could have kept it down on horses. But it's just like, yeah, the Dothraki finally get to rob and pillage, so they're excited, back in their comfort zone. And then we get to Sam, Ed, and Glenn. What's his name?
Yeah.
Making their way back down. Still picking up shit in Dragonglass, I guess, or digging and finding Dragonglass. Is that what their job was? Okay, so this scene here, this ending, and I can't believe I've never really thought about and called bullshit on this before, but, so Sam fucking can't run because he's fat, and he hides behind the rock, and then the White Walkers come, and old General White Walker looks at Sam, hiding behind the rock, and they just keep walking?
Yeah, I never understood that either. I watched that and I was just like, why'd he let him go?
And then where the fuck did Sam go? Like, how did Sam get out of that?
He waited that entire time and none of the whites thought to attack him?
Not one.
I had nothing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was watching this and I was thinking the same thing, like, what? So you just going, oh, okay, so we just not gonna murder anything that you see like normal?
Mm-hmm. Like, so what kind of magic we about to learn about Sam in season 8? Like, I mean, they was even trying to kill the children of the forest at this point, so it ain't that he's one of them. So what the fuck is so special about Sam that they just let him live? They didn't kill him? Just kept walking?
It was kind of whack, not even gonna lie.
Yep.
I was thoroughly disappointed.
So
I was like, oh, Sam gotta die. Sam not dead? Oh, okay. So Sam is special, I guess.
He's immune. You know, he's a White Walker that we didn't know. So, he's somebody's cousin.
Sam's gonna be the Night King.
Yeah. I know, like he's a Tarly. The Night King's a Tarly. That's why. But so yeah. So
we about to start getting to good episodes.
Yes.
I need to hear all y'all deep dives on these, because that Red Daddy coming up real soon. Like I need to hear all these feelings. I need to see you guys, how you thought about these things, your explanations, your breakdowns. I need it. You might tell me something I haven't learned yet. I love learning something new.
And they are coming. Winter's coming, and the deep dives are coming with it.
Winter's here, man. It's already February. I just love when people be like, January went by so fast. You still got like a little while before January ends. Be like, man, it's February already, man. Then that means April gonna be here in like 2 weeks.
Literally, there's only 2 weeks left in February. Oh man!
Can't wait.
A week and 5 days.
March to July is gonna be so great. Movies and TV.
And July is gonna be great because it's my birthday. So we'll wrap up this episode. So next episode will be season 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3, and we will also.
Oh, will we? Okay.
Yeah, we will. It's gonna sign everybody up for some shit right now. Because by then I'm gonna assume that we've all watched some of this Killer Mike special Triggered.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about that, or maybe we'll save that for a regular episode, because just based off the first 10 minutes, that's gonna be worth having a conversation about for sure. So
okay,
you cool with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Take care of yourselves and be good to each other.